Peace. Yo, peace to my super Naga cons, and peace to my divine infinite consciousness in all realms and realities. Peace to Shaka cons. Peace to the Kanyes. Yo, big up. Life family. All kind of downloads is popping off as we speak. All right. Well, be careful in this realm of searching for information until it becomes an obsession. Because these beings have lied drastically to you about the cosmology of the world, about how the shit's shaped, all of it. So they'll give us a globe, but they'll give us a picture on the outside of this ball that appears to be like what they say what 3D is. Remember, we're being taught by a being who are purposefully manipulating you and manipulating us, that are controlled by another being who's in a higher ranking than the being that we see that is controlling the world, because everybody knows that Caucasians is running the shit right now, or it appears to be. And this is why you can see the cluster B personality just in full rampant all over, because for one, money, boom, we put that right up there. You can be able to get loans at any time. The majority of this so-called race, call them Caucasians, whatever the hell you want to call it, man, because it's wordplay and this is phonetics, you know, so, and etymology and shit. But you can get loans and all of these things. So yeah, you'll seem to have power over someone that's weaker than you, which is like the poor, right? So you have to give them food. Oh, you feel so good when you give them food, because it's like, but you found a way to take the food from their natural way of living, which is when they go hunt and pillage, maybe not even hunt, but just going wildcraft, finding natural herbs and shit that's around without planting nothing. But then we already know in America, or in Americush, or India Major, remember there's a map that's in a British museum that's already chopping it up about who's in India Major. And remember, these broad names of these places in the world or different continents, these names like Ethiopia, these are like a vague description of original people or black people with woolly hair. So, and when they say they go places, they can actually like say, this is their way of saying like, oh yeah, there's Ethiopians over there, or there's India. It's India because it's Ethiopians over there, land of the black face. India meaning that tropics and shit like that, where these black people reside. Although these Nagas can be all over, but Nagas is also associated with dragon. So you put those together. There's maps that detail original people with or decided not original people as in such like the original people of the world, but the natives or the natural inhabitants of Americush, they have on the maps dragons blowing out fire and shit. Wow! Like that, you know what I'm saying? And it's not to be a joke, but if you listen to what the Most High name is, you do it every day. It's right under your fucking breath. It's right in your throat. And black people and original people, my Nagas, y'all, we encourage us to do it the most. That's why we have comedians. And guess what that word is? Yeah, that's it. The breath, secured, right? So when you jump into this realm to be able to experience the physicality of nature, you can be able to get a sense of the spiritual nature just by breathing alone. Because you're learning the science of energy now. You're learning how to place energy in certain parts of your body. That's like learning how to use your spirit to manifest and or just appear and teleport certain places within the astral realm. And you can do it while you're in the physical realm, but you're like fall into a state of sleep Sometimes some people don't ever come back. It's hard to do. And they end up transitioning and dying. So some people, some beings have a fascination with death, which is the moment of the cord cutting from the physical body of the spiritual nature. And so the Khans in America, which is the American or the Marrakesh, the black people, which they related to Prestor John back in the British Museum. That's where I got off of. But it's in the 1500s. They have a map where they named the whole continent, damn near, of North America or North Marrakesh, Prestor John, which means priest king. Now, it was a war that went down that nobody never really knew about. They never talked about to nobody in school or even in high school or college. You have to research and do this for yourself. And this information is becoming readily available due to this age of information. So now, like when I was coming up, you had to be in that library, you know what I'm saying, knowing the numbers, searching. Then they came up with computers where you can be like, okay, I watched it all happen. It went from cards to computers to now you can just be at home and fucking get a PDF for the motherfucker. But the thing is about that, you're going to have to be reading it on the screen. And if you read it on the screen, then that could be fucked up and damaging to your eyes, which is in turn damages your brain because your brain is using your eyes to be able to gather information, just like it's using everything else. But see, we knew that. We knew all these things in America. We even knew how to die. We knew it. This is why we have fun at funerals. We understood these things. We was that in tune with the Most High Creator, whereas all over the world, on the other side of the world, they had lords and gods that was controlling them. So they had to pay reverence to them in order to get their prayers sent back to the Creator. But where in the Marrakesh or the land of Prestor John or India Major, India Minor, all of these different places where the Ethiopian or the land of the black faces or copper color Nagas is at, we was in tune with the Most High Creator, Hawa. And so now that we've been so far without nobility, no kings, no royal councils, we kind of forgot. But at the same time, we still remember because we still treat each other a certain way. We're not the ones that's going out doing all these murders in the hood. You know damn well that's not that way. But it does happen as such. That's because we've been infiltrated on this side of the world, or on the Marrakesh side of the world, whereas the land of Prestor John, which is the United States, which is the United Nations of the American or the Marrakesh Indians, which is the real natives. You had 500 plus nations in North America alone that was already united, already had the Declaration of Independence in our form, already had the Constitution. So we added amendments for individuals that we were allowed to come in and live amongst us, who were very deceitful, who were sent and needing help. They had to learn how to plant crops, right? The Nagas already had corn, the horn of plenty. Look those up. Corn, horn of plenty. So it's not until when they came with their ideologies from other places is when things started to slip. We had so much gold, so many cities in gold, so many different precious stones and treasures that were raided. Even the homes in the communities or in the villages were also raided. We already was making clothes out of cotton. We was already in the Delta. We was already fishing. We was already raising rice. What they did was turn it around against us. We wasn't really familiar with narcissists. So the Most High introduced this to us so we can master ourselves, so that we can be able to conquer any weakness that we have inside of us and any desire to go down in vibration in order to deal in equality with these devils. When I say devils, that's ones who's going against the natural nature of the Most High. But it's needed in order for you to master yourself, to show why we must ascend to a higher plane, which is the higher etheric realms, which is already prepared for you in the first place. So, as on earth, it is in heavens. You got the mortals that's on earth living out and being inspired by the angelic beings that already transitioned and went to the higher realm, which is not too high, but in atmosphere, which is higher than you. And so they're a little bit more swift. But they also know and understand that you have ancestrials that already graduated off of the plane, that already got into Etheria. Also, you have celestials that's already in atmosphere, that's living, that's overturning the heavens over the certain lands that it has the most chaos. American, yo, Hawaii, Elite, Ayin, Hawaii, Ayin. Ayins is the chosen of the Most High. It's not just a people. It's a frequency and a vibration. It just so happens to be that the people that holds that vibration the longest and the highest happens to be the Americans, the Nagas. So tap back into yourself, get back into nature, my nigga. I gotta say it just like that because it's very detrimental at this time. We were all priest kings, a whole land of priest kings, a whole land. Do you understand this? This is why these people try to fight for your soul, because you're a special so-called mutated being to them. They worship you. They worship your dragons, your sleeping dragons. They envy. They don't understand. So yeah, it's time to tune up, tune in, and tune out. To the next vid. I'll be with you. Peace.